Saché.
And I'm Brinnelle.
Welcome to yours truly, the Momcast. We have a guest.
We have a guest.
It's me.
So let me leave you to introduce yourself.
Okay, so I'm Simone, aka the Mom of Curls. I'm a graphic designer, a mom of 3 boys, and of course a content creator. And this is actually how I met these 3 lovely young ladies. So, glad for the link up and thanks for having me.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being here.
Yes, we are very grateful.
Journey, at least
Yes.
what you chose to share.
Yeah, well, oh gosh.
I shared a lot, probably too much, but yeah.
No. Listen, in motherhood, too much is good.
Just
It's
enough.
good.
Not enough.
And
Because we
some-
still not seen half of it.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Very
So
true.
we see
Very
your
true.
journey, and I know today's episode going to like hit a nerve in a different kind of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we really want to get into it.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm
Because
ready.
I didn't even like talk to you about it before, so
Well, that's what I'm saying.
It's
Little
gonna be.
But I'll be alright. I'll be alright.
So today we are talking about whether 35 years old is really the cutoff age for having kids.
Right.
Is it really the cutoff age, or is it just a lot of is it an outdated notion that kind of pushes a bit of fear-mongering amongst mothers, and they just throw it in there with all the medical jargon and make you feel like no, you need to stop having kids at 35, otherwise this
Like you're
could
aging
happen.
out.
Yes.
I would say, of course, there are pros and cons.
Yeah.
But I think because of the working woman now, anyway, most women are waiting way longer to have babies.
Yeah.
So I think that it is not something that everybody needs to get scared of.
Yeah.
However, of course, you're gonna have your challenges because, of course, as you age, your egg quality changes, and of course, a lot of people I think make that fall on the woman, which is also unfair because a lot of it has to do with the man.
Yeah.
So-
We were talking about it.
Yeah. So to be
Yeah.
honest, I think if it is that you're a person that, kind of takes care of yourself, you try to be mindful of those things,
Yeah.
certain supplements and stuff help. I think I believe in certain things. I actually want to name them. Maca root is one.
Yeah.
I
Nice.
believe in that because I feel like anytime I took that, I got
You were good
pregnant.
to go. You were good to go.
And, I don't have PCOS, well, from what I know. But a lot of women with PCOS take the cryo. I don't know if I'm saying it correct. Inositol and the cryo. Those things help balance your insulin levels and so on, which obviously helps you able to get pregnant easier.
Yeah.
Of course, your stress levels, so things like
Yes.
meditation and all those things. And I think that can affect any woman from 25.
True.
Exactly.
True.
45.
Yes.
So I think once you manage those kind of things, it does help. And things like omegas and those things also help with egg quality.
Yeah.
So like obviously a good multivitamin and those things
Yeah.
and your greens and your drama, right?
Yeah.
I need to work on that. My
I
vitamins.
want our audience who doesn't know your story. Like
Yes.
the way we might.
Yeah.
So, if you could just share a little bit about
Yeah,
tell us
sure.
about your motherhood journey when you had the first baby
Yes.
and then the following baby.
Okay, so
Yes.
I'm 42 years old now, and I was married when I was 29. And then I had Sage. He's 11 now. He just did that Sage. And, so I actually was kind of worried because I actually was diagnosed with PCOS, and I actually didn't have it. I really just had cysts on my ovaries.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I didn't have the syndrome. But they just automatically
Assumed and
assumed.
went
So
with
I
that.
was like legit saying like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have an issue getting pregnant. So I did a lot of things. I made sure I was working out. I was eating really clean by the time I was trying to get pregnant with Sage, and I swear it's probably like the first week I got pregnant with him.
Right.
It was super easy because I was
Easy.
over diligent and I was also still in my 20s,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
still really, really quick. And I said, wow, this hit me like a bus. And as we spoke before, I did suffer with hyperemesis, which is the most severe form of morning sickness.
Yeah.
And that was horrible.
Yes.
You know,
So feel it
Yes, for sure.
having to get drips regularly and that kind of stuff. But luckily, they said, my doctor always used to reassure me and tell me, like, if it is that you have hyperemesis, a lot of the times the baby is doing really
Yes,
well.
I was told the same.
Right, so
That
it
babies
means
doing
the hormone
well.
levels
That's
are
where it's
usually
supposed to be.
right where they're supposed to be. So that gave me some comfort, and I had him, and he was healthy and wonderful.
Yeah.
And then fast forward, Sage was about 3, and I met my now husband Chris on Tinder.
A modern love story. Love to see it. Love to see it.
And the
Yes.
irony of that is that he actually lives 8 houses down from me, and
Oh wow. Wow.
I understand.
And I never ever met him. I never knew who he was. Literally, I could probably see his house from my house. And we knew all of the same people. And he used to see me growing up, and he used to be like, oh, she's really nice. He used to see me passing in the car. And I never saw this boy ever. Right? And when I finally met him online, he said, he's like, on Tinder they show you your location.
Right.
And his location looked like it was on top of mine. And I was like, are you outside my house? Because I'm very nervous. Yeah, that's like you're a stalker. Because he's like, yeah. He's like, I know where you live. I was like, oh, so no.
Please stop.
But he explained it. He said, no, I've just seen you around and so on.
Yeah.
And obviously, yes, it went well.
Yeah.
It's a little awkward at first. I put him in the friend zone, and then my mom said,
Yes.
my mom said, give him a chance. You know, you're a little nerdy, but those are the good ones. And and then it went well, and we said, okay, we're gonna try as soon as possible, because at this point in time now we are about 37, 38, somewhere there.
Right.
And then we did try, but I don't think I put more of the emphasis on me when we were trying. And I think that was where the problem was. Right? Of course, I'm over 35 now.
Yeah.
So I'm really saying, like, you know, it's me because I'm carrying the baby and whatever. But, and then I did have a miscarriage. And I said, well, I'm a person. I don't let things get to me to the point that just because I quote unquote, I don't want to use this word because I don't want to discourage anybody, failed. But I said, no, there's a way that I always put my mind to something and I get it done.
Yeah.
That's just how I look at it. I mean, whether it's pregnancy or anything else, I'm like, this is what's going to happen. Yeah. It's going to happen. So I said, unfortunately, I had to grieve that whole situation and my little baby. And we said, okay, we're going to try again. And I literally looked at it in a holistic level, which is basically Chris needs to get himself checked and everything, and we realized it was something on his side.
Right.
So he was able to go on supplements and everything.
We kind of chat about this. I mean, we'll get the men their space to have their conversation. But we do know that it's a little bit easier for them to make adjustments versus
exactly.
Right.
Yeah. So as well as I was doing as much as I can. Yeah. But when he came up to meet me is when we were successful, because now that we were both, he adjusted and he was able to bring up his supplements and my supplements and working out and, you know, mentally getting in that space. And I think that's when we had Shiloh.
Supportive
All
the fun TikToks with them, like, okay, we have to time it now.
Yes. I know body poses. I see Chris raise up his leg
and he split. Chris did a split and everybody was like, Chris is 6'4". If anybody doesn't know, you can check out my page.
Oh my gosh. And he did a split.
Yes. Because like you're shorter or what?
Well, no, he's 6'4" and I'm 5'3", so it is it's a big difference. And I don't know how I ended up like this, because I didn't usually like tall guys. And Sage's dad was 6'4" as well, actually. So I don't know how.
Okay. Yeah.
Just like short girls, I don't know. But so. And then I said we were done. We had our complete family. We had Shiloh, and Sage just said I was hoping for a girl, but God gives what he gives. And I was like, that's great. And then Shiloh was 18 months, and I found out, I said, you know, probably getting into perimenopause because I'm 40 now, 41, going into 41. And I said, oh my gosh, you know, I didn't get my period. So let me call my doctor.
Yeah.
Let me call my doctor. It's probably that, people say that it's going on. And I was like, Chris, but my doctor's going to tell us to do a test just to rule that out. And we did it. we did the test.
Just imagine.
I couldn't even believe just watching each other like.
What's this?
I literally just held the test and I showed Chris and I literally ran into the living room and laid down on the carpet and with my head face down and beat up on the ground. I said, I cannot do this again. I was honestly really, I feel guilty because I think throughout that whole pregnancy, my other pregnancies, I was so, as I'm sure you all would know, you're so wanting, making sure everything is okay. I want him to be okay. Yes, I want, and I want him to be okay. I want him to be healthy and whatever. I just mentally wasn't ready. I'm being really honest.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready. I was like,
you're still very much in postpartum.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All of that too.
I was not ready. So I was like, just like whatever. I guess I'm just going through the emotions of throwing up again because that's what I do. And I don't feel like I bonded with him as much as I wanted to during the time.
So you felt a sense of detachment.
Yes, I did. And I feel people need to understand and realize that that's normal as well.
Yes.
Which I never felt before. Yeah. But I forgave myself for that. But when he was born is when I actually looked at him and I actually broke down and cried and I told him, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna cry. I was like, I'm so sorry for not doing this for you. You know what I mean? Like I didn't get excited.
Yeah.
Like how I did with the rest of them. And he's the best. Just want to put that out there. The boy is a smiley, bubbly, beautiful boy, and I can't even say how much.
I remember you kind of just going missing from social media.
Yes. And then she popped up. Hey.
Because social media is a busy space, right?
Yeah.
So
You wouldn't notice.
that I noticed you were missing.
No.
But when you posted, I was like, she was missing.
Yes. Yes.
Because I did announce.
And I'm showing my husband. I was like, hey, this is my baby.
Yes.
I announced with Shiloh about 7 months because we had the miscarriage before, so I said I wasn't sure. This one I just said, I don't even know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Just let it go. And I said, hey, what? If everything goes well, I'll just announce
do something
when it is he comes, right?
Yes.
I said that's the only thing I haven't done since I have so many children now.
So many.
It's the one thing I haven't done, so surprised, And it was worth it. It was fun, and I loved everybody's reaction.
Yes.
I'm sure I would have
I was like, Simone, I knew it. People were like,
I wouldn't have said anything, but I watched it and I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yes.
People thought it was a throwback. They were like, is that when you were pregnant? And I was like, no, I am.
I think I even asked you, I was like, this wasn't planned.
Yeah. No, it was not. Was not planned. But the best things are that.
Yeah.
I even played.
So how do you feel now?
Oh, I feel great now. Luckily I have help. I have a real good support system. Not everybody has that.
Yes.
And I feel like I have a good sense of both things because after going through a divorce with Sage, I was doing that single mommy thing for a while.
Okay.
For about 3 years. His dad is involved. He's a good dad. But you're doing it mostly on your own.
Yeah.
So I could relate on some level to that. And then to now having this huge tribe, and Chris's family has a lot to do with my family as well.
Yeah.
And we do have a babysitter as well, which I'm very blessed to have. I am very, very, very grateful because right now I don't feel like, because of how exhausted and run down I was with the postpartum and the back-to-back babies, I don't know if I was able to do it mentally without
that help.
Without the help, you know what I mean? Because especially a toddler and a baby and then somebody doing SCA, it was like those three.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, it happened all at the same time.
Yeah, because actually it's only when you started sharing results, I was like, right, he would be at that age now.
Yeah, so to me, him adjusting to like, okay, another brother, last time for him, the toddler as well, now adjusting to a baby, and then, him being in the tools.
You kind of share it transparently. I feel like I know so much of just how you share it. I remember you share it transparently, like how intentional you make your time for your first son.
Yes.
When the second baby came.
Yes, I
because
did.
you all have your own bond.
Yeah, we do.
Yes.
We do.
And so she would have to like do things with him, but he's such a good big brother.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes. I have to do that now. I intentionally have to do it with all of them now,
Yeah.
which is like so hard to split. I was like, 2 was a lot for me to split. So far less.
No,
3
2 is
now.
a lot.
Yeah,
So the second one was Bhageraty.
both of them were Bhageraty.
Oh,
because
Bhageraty.
my husband, both of them, because my husband's last name is actually Bhageraty.
Bhageraty.
So that's why we got the
Yeah.
Bhageraty. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 2 of them are Bhageraties, really, to be
Really?
honest.
Yeah.
Mali, I don't know. I have no idea what to call him, but he's just, I can't even explain it, but I feel like he was here before. He has this kind of attitude and this kind of smile that, like, you know, I know something.
Yes.
You don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he's so charming. He's so charming. Shiloh is very independent and very. I love that about him. It's also very hard to parent, but
Strong-willed.
yeah, he's very strong. Sage is similar,
Yeah.
but Mali seems more easygoing. He's a lot more like Chris
Child.
Okay.
in terms of Shiloh is a little more drama like me.
I think I would now that you're saying this, I'm wondering if that has to do with when they were born too, because Sanaya is the same way. Sanaya
Really?
is very relaxed, very chill. Like when she was newborn, we didn't know when she used to wake up in the crib. We used to have to check
Mali is the
occasionally because she would not
same.
cry. She would just lie down there
She just
and
waits.
lime and thing, and then after a while she would, like, if you really take long, then you'd hear her say "Eek."
Mali is just like that.
And then it's like, oh, she's up.
Yeah.
And then she still wouldn't cry. She wouldn't fuss.
Mali's the
And
same.
she's so bubbly and smiley
Yes.
and
Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe
Yes.
it's a lot.
Because they're around the same
It's
time.
a hormone kind of thing, like
It
the
could
time
be.
frame, that 18 months.
could
Maybe
be.
something happened with the hormone, you're like, yeah.
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
Something. I don't know, but it's
Yeah.
really weird. Well, they say that middle children have a certain temperament.
Well,
Last children have a temperament. Firstborns. You know, you've seen all the
Well,
TikToks and stuff
well,
about
true.
firstborn and all that. So maybe there's something
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
I'm now figuring out. So,
yeah.
yeah.
But I just love. I mean, this story is so fun. I'm smiling because I see the content in my head.
Yes.
It's just to see, like,
Yeah.
you know, just
Yes.
what's so amazing. It's really nice. And I just love that, like, you went against the odds, you know, like,
Yeah.
just
Yes.
what's typical and what's told.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, we've heard the term geriatric pregnancy, or we've heard the advanced maternal
Oh, I hate
age.
it.
and that kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah, we hate it. Yeah,
I'm not sure
no.
exactly how you even feel about that too.
I
It
told-
doesn't bother you. Did it bother you?
I told my doctor, well, first of all, my doctor is like my longest relationship I've ever had. I've been
Yes.
with him since I'm like 19.
Yeah.
So I tell him what I want.
No, not something about it. Yeah, my doctor did the same.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
the
I
longest,
rough him up.
longer
I-
than the right.
Yeah. I literally tell him, I was like, so something, when I came in and he was like, you're back. I was like, first of all, I don't want any judgment right now. And second of all, don't call me any geriatric pregnancy.
Yeah.
I said,
Yes.
he's like, no, don't worry, we're not really going to go down that road. He said, but I do have to put it on certain forms because
Yes,
they have
yes.
to look for certain things, right?
Yeah.
And that's another thing, though, I think I did want to address when I was talking to you all was that, you know, like how people do the, you know, the test to check to see.
How many eggs you have?
No. After to test the baby, to see if they have any abnormalities.
Oh yeah,
Not the-
yeah,
not-
yeah.
not the-
There's
not
a
the-
name for it, but I can't
Not the
remember.
first, not the one that.
NIPT something. I think it's that one they check.
Neonatal
check
something.
to see,
Yeah.
Yeah, not the first one where you have to do. Most people have to do. There's one, but there's another one that you can check.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
That optional one. I remember thinking like, oh my gosh, you know, I'm over 40, especially with Shiloh. I was like, you know, should I do it? It was a big crisis in my head because I was like, oh, am I not being responsible if I don't do it? Because, you know, then I should be prepared, and I'm a very
Yeah.
overthinking that way that I
Yeah,
wanted to be
like us.
wanted to be prepared, right? And then my dad told me something, and he said, you know, he said, okay, so it's like $3,000 for this test or something like that, right? He said, so if you find out something, is it gonna change
Anything.
what happened?
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, unless he's like, if it was something serious, you'd have seen it on an ultrasound, like if they need to
True.
operate or anything like that. He said, so it's not gonna change it. He said, and it's just gonna depress you for the rest of the pregnancy.
True.
He's
and
like-
that will affect the baby.
He said,
Exactly.
so why bother? And I was like, I kind of was like, okay, that makes real sense. My dad is a very simple kind of guy. That's how he
Yeah.
thinks of things. He's very logical. And I was like, you know, that makes sense. So I
Yeah.
really didn't bother to it for Mali or for Shiloh. And I mean, luckily I've been blessed and so far they are okay.
Yes.
But I mean, even if anything was wrong, because of course that's the mindset of if you have a baby over 40, something is going to be wrong, and all those things. And I mean, first of all, if anything is wrong, it's your baby, and more than likely you're gonna love him.
Exactly.
And you hopefully have the resources to be able to deal with it. And a village.
Exactly.
But to be fair, I don't think, from what even I've read and stuff like that, I don't feel like the statistics are so ridiculous that if you do have a child over 35 or over 40, that something has to be wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't feel like I hit the odds. I didn't win lotto yet, so I don't think I hit the odds twice in a row.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not that quote unquote special.
And science is changing and growing dramatically. So come on.
I don't think people need to be scared about it. I don't think it's something that people need to put in their head that is something.
I can't have kids after 35. 35 is my lock-off point.
So what I've been noticing is that, I mean, women becoming more career-oriented and wanting to go out there doing space. I'm seeing a lot of that popping up on social media everywhere, but I think a lot of responsibility needs to go into the doctors and all the practitioners with the language that is used. And there needs to be more encouragement. So the whole term geriatric pregnancy, fortunately, has been also, it's being, that phrase is being changed.
Yes.
Right? But we know that
advanced maternal age.
On a local level, so
you
can't keep up with what's going on in the global. So imagine you're going to the hospital at 34, 35, and you're being so like it's a geriatric pregnancy. So it's like I just want my first race child.
Exactly. Definitely not a granny. Like I don't feel like we need to say geriatric. It's a bit much. It's a bit much.
I really think like I really want to kind of put some pressure on. If you're a doctor, I understand. So that's really try.
Well, I guess
some sort of education around this.
Advanced maternal age it's not bad. I'm not upset. I'm not as upset about it. But I think a lot of them are getting away from it because so far I had to deal with 2 doctors during that time and nobody really so I think
they didn't watch your card and be like, ooh.
Like, what are you doing? Exactly. They would get cussed. Like,
come on. Like, I know, you don't need to, come on.
I have no problem with that, to be honest. I mean, things happen how they're supposed to.
Exactly.
So, I can't, if this happened earlier, it wouldn't be the 2 babies I have now, they'd be different children.
True.
So, to be fair, I would have ideally, of course, not liked to get divorced. I would have liked to have a different story. But however, I mean, my story is way more interesting now. Yes. I have real stories. But you know, it's way more exciting now, you know, seeing your life unfold and what you thought it was going to be as opposed to what you wanted it to be. And I mean, obviously God have a plan and know what he's doing. So I can't really get too mad. I can be mad at the time and then look back and be like, who was the man? I'm still here, I'm surviving, you know.
So what would you say, or how has this experience, because now it's 3, so how has that shaped the kind of mother that you think you are now? Because of course you're mother, you're in bed for like Sage only.
I was like A+. I was an A+ mom for Sage. A+. I was like
very involved in it.
I was like, you know, I was like, of course, I was like, I'm the best. But with Sage, of course, I was definitely a helicopter mom. So I was like, oh my God, I still am. But I definitely was like, oh gosh, if he was here, you know, I'm a lot more relaxed because I don't have time. I don't have time to be like, oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? I have to be able to let go a bit. And I mean, I'm very, very grateful to Chris because Chris is a very hands-on dad. He's not a dad that just sits back on anything. Chris, if I get up in the night sometimes, even to feed, he sometimes will get up and be like, you okay? Or rub me or whatever like that. So he's very, I mean, he came from a family like that. So his mom was very much that kind of go-getter. She's very educated, very career-driven. So she had to travel and stuff. So his dad also, you know, very well-to-do.
And he's a teacher, right?
Yes.
So I wanted to maybe, you know, from his career, having that role and stuff.
With the children,
exactly. That helped as well. But I think because of his family or whatever, and how his dad kind of made sure that there was no kind of rules per se. It was that if it is she's doing this, we doing this. You know what I mean? You'll have to fold laundry because mommy gone here. That kind of thing. So I think that made him and his brother, I would say, very good husbands. And I mean, this is me bigging them up. Very good, because at least I know that if it's he can't cook though, he's not really. He could cook eggs, but he could order food real good.
Yes.
Order food real good.
You know nobody's gonna be hungry at the end of the day, right? So
I mostly do the cooking. But as I said, if it is things need to be done, he definitely helps me fill that role. So that it doesn't feel too overwhelming in terms of like, all right, and even now that we have the babysitter as well. So when Chris is at work, because I work from home, the babysitter kind of fills that space. So if, for example, like Sage comes home, she will watch the younger ones while I try to spend a little time with him. And she will watch the baby while I, go outside in the pool with Shiloh, and then, then I come and spend time with Molly during the morning.
That's so
that
good.
Kind of stuff,
Yes, and good support is hard to find too.
Exactly. So I think it does help, and I think that me being a mom then to now, I would say that I am more relaxed. I am obviously more experienced because I don't let the little things bother me anymore. I'm like, oh, he put that in his mouth. he won't die.
Yes.
But did he die? No. So I think,
okay.
So I think I'm more relaxed like that. Chris is a little more because he's a little less experienced. But in terms of that, I'm kind of more just go with the flow than I used to be.
I can't wait to get to the go with the flow properly.
That's me.
You really try to.
Perfect, exactly.
I was like that with Shane.
Like, what do you mean? What do you mean you didn't eat everything that I put there for you?
Shiloh probably hasn't eaten in a month, I swear. Shiloh's like, I just want a bottle and a lolly. And I'm like, I go and make a whole thing in the kitchen. I was like, yeah, you are. He's like, don't want it. And I was like, okay. He has an accent apparently. I don't know where he's from. I do all of this, and then Shiloh's like, nope. So, and I will send food to daycare, and it's like one day he eats all of it, and then I send it again tomorrow, and then it's like, no. So I'm like, okay, he looks healthy.
I have learned I was like you, like I when I tell Sash, when I talk to her, I'm like, I was with you when she's telling me all the problems she's having. I was with you, but now let it go. I have learned to let that go, because it's just gonna play on you, and the kids are fine. They
really don't care.
They don't care.
They just life.
I'll tell you, I have proof of product. Sage is 11.
Yeah.
He's alive. He is alive.
So smart, flipping.
Right.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I always say that the one thing I told myself as a good parent for is that I like that my boys do dangerous things carefully.
Yeah, no, I don't mind that, because I imagine like watching. I've seen the Sage and all the flipping and all that.
Yeah, everybody
talking. I can imagine sitting back and watching one flipping.
Yeah,
so
what are you doing?
To let them go and let them
but you see, you're not seeing the end results. The thing is that I am a person I always tell Sage, do it. Yes, okay, you want to do this? Let's figure out how to do it, right? So we'll go on YouTube, we'll go on, I call a friend or something like that. So like all during the pandemic, Sage like, I'm going to learn to flip. So I put all the cushions in the living room, and we figured out how to do, step by step on how to get to that flip. And I have the trampoline or whatever, which is a safe space.
I know, right? Yes.
So it's like, he wants to do dancing, so it was like, all right, we watch videos. Right? So, but he didn't want to go to any school or anything. Yes, because he said
express himself.
Right. So I said, fine. I said, when you reach high school now, we have to pick something and stick to it.
Yeah.
But primary school, I just let them kind of have fun. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I want them to be able to be a little free. And I mean, I would say that I'm a little traditional in one way that, okay, everybody knows who follows me knows I love Jason Momoa. So, that's the kind of man that I like. So I want my boys to be unique in the space of that very what's it good? High testosterone men.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Yes,
So
I
I
get
want
it.
them to be able to be providers, protectors. I want them to be strong. I want them to be, they don't have to be athletic per se,
No.
but
Yeah.
I like them to be a little more rough and rugged. I like them to be outside in
Able
the
to lead
dirt.
and protect.
Yes.
Yeah,
Because
I like,
yeah.
I like them
Yeah.
to
Just do your thing.
exactly explore, do those things, good
Yeah.
bacteria, all those things. I like
Yeah.
that. I mean, of course, again, scrub down after
Of course.
that. But
Of course.
I want that for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't, of course, discredit how anybody else does their thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
But for me particularly, I just like that particular brand of man.
Man. Yes.
Whatever they choose to be,
They
of course.
masculine.
Yeah.
But
I-
also soft enough.
to,
Because he has
exactly
his
with his kids,
and-
exactly.
yeah.
That's what I mean. You know what I mean? To
Yeah.
emulate that. So, but whatever they choose to be, I can do
Yeah.
that, and they will still do whatever they
Do
want,
whatever
which
they
I'm
want.
okay,
True.
which I'm okay with. But as that's just how I'm parenting them.
Yeah, the
Um,
foundation. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that also that builds confidence. Sage is very confident in a lot of ways, and it's because he's conquered a lot of those kind of things. You know what I mean? He's like, right, I know that I
And
can.
you know how to do this and do it safely.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, and he knows that he can tackle it and conquer it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's why I feel like I definitely feel like I kind of excel in that part of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I can
I
definitely
think I
say,
would struggle with that, honestly. And that's something I have to work on. And I know it's working with me. Because I don't want to project my fears on my daughter.
yeah,
You know?
yeah,
I see her, and it's the way I see her. It's not like I see her as a fragile being, but I just see her like my little sweet London, who you know, she just was so,
She
she
is
was so
cute.
precious, she
Yes.
was, she was that, like I want to get this, I want to fall on the dog, so like I don't, you know, like, and my husband's like, it's okay. Because we have a big dog, right?
yes.
And they love each other, and they constantly trying to get to each other. I'm like, no. And Cassandra's like, leave her. Leave her. It'll be okay, don't worry, I'll watch it off.
Yeah.
So I have to learn that. Because I
That's
don't
a
want to
process.
grow with her, and
You'll
then
get
she
there.
gets to the point where she's tired and things, she doesn't want to include
Yeah.
me because mommy's going to get crazy about it.
Yeah.
No, well, I think it's just, I think that's just time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you see them fall, you see them get back up, you see them
Yeah, God
overcome
knows that
things.
balls fall.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you have to, when you see that, you realize, oh, they bounce.
But it's
It's
so
fine.
easy.
Yes.
So easy.
Yes.
You're like, boy,
Yeah.
go back to life normal.
Normal.
It's your brain working.
Listen, Zanaya, I fell off the bed a couple of weeks ago, and listen, no, I had to pee. I got off the bed and I had to pee, and while I was peeing, I saw her. I could kind of see the bed, so I saw her moving and stuff. And I was like, okay. I was like, she's good. Washing my hands. And in the mirror, I saw her leg fly up. And I was like,
But you didn't hear the bang. You didn't hear the book.
I heard it move, but I saw the leg first. I saw because she had on the sleep on it first. I just saw the leg fly up. And then and Zaria was on the bed. And Zaria, because before I went to pee, I told Zaria, I was like, sisters, yeah, but Zaria is between sleep and wake. I was like, sisters, they just be aware.
So you're like, what you telling me, mommy?
I run to pick up Sanaya, and then I'm hearing Zaria, and Zaria is like, Mommy, I let her fall. And Zaria took that on herself. She was like, I'm not a good big sister. And I ended up trying to get Sanaya to stop crying, but I'm also like, no, baby, it's not your fault. I mean, yes, I told you, but it's not your fault. It's really his mommy's fault. I put the pillow, but she rolled over the pillow, and then
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's what I realized. No, she's
Yeah.
actually moving over.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
Just after
because I'm like, okay, she literally go and then she went
And
back
then
normal, right?
in
And then
2
she said,
seconds.
"Sorry, you can't be falling back."
Yeah, but it's, to be honest, it's the chances of that is way higher than we think.
Yes.
It's like a rite of passage.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
after the fall of the
And then on top of that, to be honest, our brains at postpartum are meant to catastrophize. That's
True.
definitely
True.
what we do. Like I was just like every time I'm walking, I'm like, oh, I literally see my
You
head.
see yourself falling.
Yes.
I saw that.
The postpartum anxiety.
I have all that. I have all
I'm
that.
not going to go to the window or down the stairs at home.
Yes. Down the stairs, I'm like,
I usually imagine
And I want to
fall
see-
and roll.
I want to see my foot on each step going
And
down.
I happen to see that too because
Yeah.
my sister, he struggled with where we lived in London. He struggled coming on that stairs. It's
Yeah.
always like,
You're thinking you're gonna
Yes,
drop them.
yeah.
I see that all the time. I
Yeah.
definitely. But that's what I said. So, but it's the same thing we were talking about with
With
fears
fear.
because it's So yes, of course I had a fear that, oh my God, Sage is going to break his neck. And he's never going to walk again. Sage tells me this, oh, Mommy, why do all of your stories end with somebody died? And I said, it's like, why? Sage's like, I tell him, like, Sage, when you get older, I don't think, you should really be into like drinking and smoking and all these kind of things. But she's going into high school now, right? And he was like, and I was like, yeah, because there are people who go through these things, you have to go to rehab and all these things. And, I had,
you think extreme.
And I said I had an uncle and he had a problem with that, and he was suffering with his lungs and he couldn't lay down, and he died. Sorry to laugh on this. But I was like, of course, I knew the story was gonna end. Somebody died. It's like, why does everybody die in your lessons? The stories are
so you always go to the extreme always. I don't know why our brains do that.
He told me that too. Like, he's like, something random, Mommy. He's like, oh, you shouldn't eat too much sugar because you'll get diabetes and you'll die.
You'll die.
Yes. He's ridiculous. He's silly. He's really, really silly. He's very funny. He's definitely my little bestie right now. He called me. He went to a little SCA party. And he's like, yeah, I think I have a girl though. And I was like, what? I was like, that's cool. Who is she, I was like, really excited. And I want that kind of rapport with him going forward. I don't want to be like, hey, you studying your books like wolves.
Exactly. So
I encouraged it because I told him, I was like, honestly, this is a normal part. I remember when I was doing SCA, still watching little boy,
Yes.
That's what it's supposed to be.
He wants to be more relaxed. I was supposed to wait a little longer.
You're not
it will come, yeah.
You're not going to be relaxed. I'm sorry to tell you, you're not going to be relaxed. You're going to wait a little longer, forgive yourself, and just be like, it's fine. She'll be fine. By the time she's, how old is she now?
She's just in a she's only 13 months.
Yeah.
You're not
fresh.
No.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
You're not gonna be relaxed.
That's true. Because I feel like I started relaxing and then
right.
And now I have a second baby and I'm kind of like balancing between two, letting go and then.
But you don't find you're more relaxed now.
I am a lot more relaxed.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Because you saw like
you have some experience.
Proof of product, as I said.
Yeah,
you know that she's alright.
Yeah.
So she'll be alright.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I even think once in IFL, I think Leroy was more worried than me because I was just like, okay, we're good. And he's like looking at my head. Is there any bruise, any bleeding? I'm like,
I am very lucky because my grandmother was a retired nurse. So all of my paranoia, I just used to be like, and she was like, please, son.
Yeah.
So it was like basically having a hospital in my house.
Nice.
I know. I lucked
That's
out.
good time.
Yeah. And luckily she's still with us. She's 93. So
wow.
Yeah, she's good.
Amazing.
Yeah, she's good. And she still has all her faculties. She's very,
good.
very, very strong. She's a little feeble in terms of her physical. But her mind is still strong, and she, as I said, so if I need advice for a lot of things, I get it from her. Yeah. And if not, obviously my mom as well. So.
Yeah.
Wow. So, Simone, what would you say to women who have the pressure? I mean, we kind of touched on it, but like, can you share? You're 40, 41.
Yeah.
Like, we would tell them.
The pressure of what? Like having kids after?
To beat the clock.
To beat the clock.
And the thing is, I've heard that from 30-year-olds.
Yeah.
I was like that. I think I was.
Time.
Yeah, but when I was 29, I was seeing that. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to be 30.
Yeah.
This was me having Sage and thinking like, oh my gosh, you never know. I did not see this coming. I would have been like, I have time.
Yeah.
I have time.
Yes.
But I think I definitely don't feel like women need to put that kind of pressure on themselves. I said, first of all, I don't think anybody should have kids unless they really want them.
True.
Yeah.
So, because I know many people who are having very lovely, fulfilling lives without them.
Yeah.
I mean, I always wanted to be a mom, so it's something that definitely was in me. So, because if you go into it with all the pressure and the stress of being a mom, you can't handle it if this is not what you wanted.
True.
Yeah.
So, if it is you reach this age and you were like, I really didn't want one anyway, this is great.
Yeah.
But if it is that you reach this age and you're like, I changed my mind, I kind of do want one. I don't feel like it's something that, I think it's something you can still explore and say like, it is not, I mean, it's not guaranteed and it does take longer.
Yeah.
So you can't get discouraged. But there's so many options now in terms of, luckily I was able to do all of this naturally. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. You
I didn't have to do anything. But I remember my doctor telling me he was gonna put me on metformin
Yeah.
and whatever, and he did. And then I was like, nothing is happening. I'm coming off of it. I don't like it.
Yeah.
And I went back on my maca roots
Yeah.
and my natural business. And
Boom. Boom.
and I told him, I was like, told you. And yeah, so I think that whatever works for you, do your research. You know,
Yeah.
I'm a research fan, like watching all the things, writing down all the things.
Yeah.
And I definitely recommend it to some of my other friends who are my age, and I've known people who've gotten pregnant after.
Nice.
Some people, of course, didn't, because you know they have other issues. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, PCOS is more prominent now, and endometriosis is more as
And
well.
fibroids.
And fibroids. So a lot of those things are, but to be fair, I think that a lot of chemicals that we even put on our body has to do with that.
Yeah.
So, for example, like deodorant.
Yeah.
I didn't even think that was an issue, but I've obviously moved more to natural deodorants as well.
Same.
Yeah, because I had something called fibrocystic breast, right?
Yes.
And yes.
Right, I had that
Wow.
when Sage was younger. And during the pandemic, I said, you know,
Yeah.
not doing this anymore. And I went back to my doctor after the pandemic, and he's like, you don't have it anymore, right?
Wow.
I mean, it's amazing
Yeah.
that I just
Yeah.
saw
Adjustment.
that shift.
Change.
Yeah, even some of the products we use and those kind of things,
Yeah.
try more natural things like coconut oil and those kind of, I definitely believe in that, and I think that's what helped my body being able to still carry a healthy pregnancy at my age. I think, and I think your mindset as well. Your mindset has a lot to do with it,
Yeah.
because I was a person that just, as I said, it's like, no, I am visualizing
We're
that this is
doing
what's
this.
happening.
We
I'm
are doing
like,
this.
I'm seeing him, he's coming, or she,
Yeah,
or whatever it
yeah.
was.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think your mindset has a lot. If it is that you're going to doubting yourself, it's going to be harder.
True.
But you just have to be resilient and then, move on from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so much more like you're seeing it. A lot more women are coming out, and I mean, some people have more money and access.
Yes.
Well, there's
So that's a lot of
IUI.
conversation.
Well, they have
But-
IUI, which is basically a turkey baster, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the best way to put it. And then there's IVF, which is that
Yes.
this is money here, and then IVF
Money,
is
money.
money, right? I said I don't think I'd be willing to do the IVF. That's a bit too much for us.
Yeah.
So the IUI was where we said we would have gone
Yeah.
if it
If
is.
it didn't work out naturally, yeah.
So it is an option for women to try that, I think. But I mean, try all this stuff first. You know what I mean? And give yourself time. So they say, like, for example, for a woman who's in their 20s or 30s, you could start trying for about a year or two.
And if nothing happens,
And if nothing, then go,
yeah.
right?
I know you may not know exactly, like in our case. So when we started, it was a year of trying, and we were having trouble. And then when I started getting checks, and my husband also got checked, so he was fine. And then we got to a point where they checked with me, and the doctor was saying that some of my younger eggs were less than they should have been at my age. And so we were gonna tackle that with Clomid.
Right.
And just as we were about, so I had medication to pick up and that kind of thing, and then we decided to stop because I was gonna go away. So we're like, okay, halt. And then it happened on its own.
That's because you took the pressure off.
Exactly.
That always happens.
Exactly. It was like we're not thinking about it. We just having a damn good time, a good bottle of gin, and right? And it was a great time.
Boom.
And I told you guys, a lot of it is pressure that we put on ourselves.
Yeah.
Well, which is why I had my third baby. I had no pressure because
Because you were like, I'm done.
I wasn't even trying.
We're just having fun.
So I was like, no, it's fine. We'll be
And
fine.
I didn't believe when people told me that. Of course, because I didn't believe me in the pressure. Like, this
No,
thing
but
working out.
Yeah.
It's a
But it
mindset.
really is, and I feel like your body and your mind, your spirit, everything is just so, it feels it all.
Yes.
I think even my kids feel the energy that I have, and I think that's why, because I put all this energy with Shiloh, whatever. I think that's how come he's like drama, right? Because I was like, you're gonna be fine, you're gonna be fine, you're gonna be fine. Because because of course having a baby after miscarriage was very, very difficult because you're just saying any minute. We used to like pray outside the office, like he's gonna be okay, he's gonna be okay, he's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Right? So I think that he felt all that energy and was like, I'm drama. You know? As opposed to Molly was like, I felt no pressure. Yeah, he was like, I had no pressure. Molly's like, I have no pressure, I'm good. You know? You know, I think
I'm chill.
I'm chill because that's how I was. I was chill.
That's good. That's really great. So I'm happy that it's reassuring and you have a positive story. So our followers and our listeners could, you know, feel motivated.
I mean, anybody can reach out to me. I love to connect with women online and share my story, and a lot of them have asked me advice and things like that.
And it's such bravery too to share your story because you know, like, just take time on and share. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like it is worth it when it is. As I said, I've had people who reached out to me and I've connected with them and formed friendships with people I've never even met. Or not, I've met you all and stuff. And I think it's just motherhood needs to be more of that. It needs to be more of sharing. It needs to be more connecting like that because who else gonna know what we're going through?
Yeah.
Exactly.
If it is, we do share it because
thank God for social media.
Yeah, because a lot of people beat up themselves about feeling. Like I mean, I didn't even know this postpartum anxiety was a thing. I just was like, I am a crazy. I thought I was a crazy person. I'm like, do I want to kill him? Like, what is going on? Why am I thinking? Like why am I thinking he's gonna die like every minute? You know? Like, I really thought something was wrong, and I was like, I am not telling anybody this.
It's so serious because like one minute you're holding them extra tight, and then they're like, wait, am I squeezing you?
Yeah.
God. And then they let go, and then oh no, I need
to. Like I mean, right? I never used to co-sleep, but now it's my
Yes.
Yeah, right. Yes. But now I do, right? With Molly, and I still can't sleep very well because I keep telling Chris, I'm like, oh my God, the cover, I'm gonna crush it. You know, the cover is gonna like, you know, and he's like, he's sleeping fine. he's like, it's good.
Maternity time. No, because even when they're sleeping, you know they're there. You know they're there.
Yeah, you know. But I mean, we do okay.
Yeah,
but
we do. Yeah.
I wasn't accustomed to that life because my mind still running while I'm sleeping. Like,
and anytime they move, you're like,
exactly.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. But I mean, it's good that that's normalized now. That as I said, I even knew that was an issue. I didn't even know that other mothers were having that. So what I'm saying is that to me, that's why I felt okay to share a lot of things.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's so many women when I shared about my miscarriage who reached out to me and told me like, you know, I had this as well. I had a miscarriage. I had this or whatever.
Yeah, I feel like there's a sense of guilt and failure. Miscarriage and something is wrong. It means a lot of women shut down.
And I was like, no, it's like honestly that I said my baby had a purpose.
Yeah.
I like to say that's my girl because I didn't have any other girl, right? It's like she came and she made my body fertile to be ready for Shiloh. She did her little thing. I have a little wing. Like a pair of angel wings that I hang on my gate. Yeah. So I was like, so she can come visit when she's ready.
Yeah.
And and I think I think people need to think about it like that. They have mothers who've only had miscarriages and never actually become and I've had women who reached out to me who told me that she's like, you know, I am a mother, you know, even though my baby's not here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was like, yeah, wow, of course you are. I mean, you had a life inside you, whether it was for 2 weeks or 9 months, you know, your mother. So I think people need to normalize talking about some of these things because you have no control. I was so Sage that I said, Sage, I didn't have any control of how I was making you. Like, I didn't know your eye was going to be like this. I didn't know your head was good. Like, my body just did what it had to do, right? And if it had to not be there and leave, that's what had to happen. Is not anybody's fault of why it happened. You know what I mean? And Sage always told me, like, you had one job. He's like, I have a brother. You were supposed to make a sister.
You had
one job. And he's like, I love Shiloh. He's like, but we didn't need Molly, really. We didn't really need her. She's sassy, you know.
Yes.
But he loved them, though.
Of course. No, sorry. Zaria wanted a brother, and
Yeah.
she didn't know that she wanted a brother. She
Yeah,
cried.
yeah, see,
Because she was there when we found out the
right.
sexy baby, and when the doctor said, "Okay, it looks like you're having a sister," she's like, "I wanted a brother," and I was
Sid
like,
was the mortified. He said like another boy, and I was like, I know it's not really what the plan was, but he's like, well, at least you had one. He tells everybody she had one job. She had one job.
"You're the queen. You're the queen."
Well, I told him that. I said, to be honest, I was like, it worked out. And I considered myself a pretty girly girl growing up.
Yeah.
So I really always wanted a girl, to be honest. I was like, oh, I'm gonna play Barbie. But I was like, I'm gonna have so much fun playing with her and all this stuff. And I was like, okay, boy.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
next one. Okay, boy. I was like, so I guess I'm a boy mom now.
Yes, you are.
I like cars. Cars and all the boy things, and then if you go shopping for girls, you'll have all the nice things.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. The whole store is like, anytime you go anywhere, any mall, everywhere, that whole wall is girls.
And then it's like,
And then just a little piece.
That little space over there is like,
yeah, I see that.
I was like, thanks.
And it's mostly browns
Yeah.
and blues. And
I said, thanks for all this.
yeah.
Thanks for all this variation of this wonderful selection. I said it doesn't matter. Luckily my boys wear they don't like to wear clothes anyway. They wear like pampers and barefoot and vests or bareback or something. So it works out really. Yeah.
Well, yes. I love this. I love that. I love having you here and this whole.
Thank you.
Yeah, at this time too, we like to do a game, right?
Yeah.
Yes. In a way, we could just talk the things and we now have a little fun.
A little
But
fun.
we've been having plenty
Yeah.
fun.
Yes, we have been having plenty. So, the name of the game is Young Mom versus Grown Mom.
Right.
So I'm going to call out some scenarios
Yeah.
and you say which version of you would have handled it better. Whether
Okay.
the younger version of you
Yeah.
or not the grown version.
Yeah. That's fine.
So, sleepless nights.
Young.
You need to have the energy.
No, let me tell you. Yeah, you have the energy. You have the energy for handling it. And also, being 42, I'm on the verge of the perimenopause and postpartum. So that is hormone hell. That's hormone hell right now. So what happens is I'm not sleeping well.
Yeah.
Plus sleepless nights. So when I can't sleep, I can't sleep.
Yeah.
Right? So I have to take magnesium.
Yeah.
Just letting everybody know. My magnesium glycinate. Put it out there.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that helps. But me being older now, right? My friend always tells me, who tells you to have children in your 40s with your old self? And I complained to her. She's like, she's like, my son is 20 and you are.
Gosh.
And I was like, fire on you. But yeah, my younger self definitely would handle it better because I think just the level of energy and everything like that. And I mean, of course, it was hell at the time.
True.
But also, I would say the only difference is yes, older mom as well because I have Chris's support now. So it's kind of a 50-50. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Next one. Toddler tantrum in public.
I was mortified when I was younger because I just thought like everybody's looking at me. I was like, oh my god, like
Behave.
Then I'm a bad mom. Like everybody's like, oh, she can't handle her child.
Yeah.
No, I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah. So definitely grown mom.
Grown mom for sure because I'm like, you're.
It's part of that. It's part of their development.
Exactly.
It's really true what they say about when you hit 40, like you don't care.
Yeah.
You don't care about other people as much. You're just like, that's me. It's fine. I was like, my child's throwing a tantrum.
It's okay.
When you get there, or I'm sure you've been there, and even if you haven't been there, then you're mad. I don't really know you. Your opinion doesn't matter.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Breastfeeding or bottle prepping at 3 a.m.
Well, I have breastfed all of my babies. But Marley's the first one I've ever done combo feeding. Which is probably why he's so content as well. I think.
He's just satisfied.
I think he's just
good. Yeah.
He's just satisfied because it's like, and also the combo feeding. I don't know what the long-term effects are. I don't know the statistics, But it's amazing because it feels a lot less stressful for me.
Yeah,
Because right now I am not. Yeah, I know that Chris has a bottle. Right now I didn't have to express. I didn't have to do anything.
Yeah.
He will take either.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
As I said that, I felt.
You got it single.
Yeah. He was like.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I never did the 3 in the morning thing, so I don't
Yeah.
know. But however, when my kids did take formula, my children never liked warm milk. So everybody likes.
to rush
Cool.
I never had to do it. Sage used to take it from the fridge because he never took it any other way. It was madness. Because I tried hot, I tried warm, I tried room temperature. He was like, no.
Cold.
He wanted boobs and then he didn't want breast milk from the bottle. So I literally had to just stop one day and do formula, and he only wanted it cold. And then
That's interesting.
Shiloh, room temperature. No warm at all. So literally just a bottle of water.
Yeah.
And there you go.
Wow.
Same thing with Mali, room temperature or booby.
From
So I've been very blessed that I never had to
I
be.
got 3 boys, like, let's just make it a little bit
Yeah, I think
I
I got a blind.
Yeah,
Yeah, you did.
Shouldn't need that.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
So, first day of school drop off.
I was bawling.
And you have anything, I mean, Sage is much older, but you still have that first.
Yeah, well, I think with
To make
it was easier. It's easier with Shiloh because like dropping Shiloh even to daycare.
Yeah.
The first time now, I was like, he's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Chris was like, she's calling and checking it.
Yeah.
I was like, I am happy for the break. I was just, please take him, right? As opposed to Sage, I was like, I swear I must have sat down on the street or something and just sat there like, oh my god, is he gonna be key? Do they know how he wants to be comforted? Does he? It was ridiculous. I was a mess. I was a mess.
I'm still in that zone. I mean, I'm much better now, but I still overthink it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I was a mess on his first day of daycare. I was a mess for his first day of preschool. Sage cried for 2 weeks, I swear, when he first got dropped off to preschool. He cried for 2. They were like, oh gosh, yes, he's still crying. Then primary school was the same thing. He cried. He cried for like a week. And the teacher was like, yeah, he's been crying all day. And a girl was like helping him too. And I was just like, oh, I'm like, oh God.
Yeah, what did I do? Just be
I was horrible. I think, but so grown mom for sure would handle it way better. Because now I'm like, what?
Have fun. Be well.
Love you.
I love it. All right. So, teenager asking for advice on love. Young mom or grown mom?
Oh, grown mom for sure. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, young mom, I was closer to being a teenager. So I feel like, now I feel like, as I said, now that Sage told me, like, hey, I have a girl. Like, it's like, did you ask her or are you assuming that?
You just start talking.
Do you know? Did she
know?
Did she consent? Like, I want to make sure, you know what I mean?
That's so funny. It's like they probably just sat and spoke to
Talk for a little while and then it's like, that's it.
But I mean, I was like, I appreciate it, and I love that they, all up in the excitement of this.
Yeah.
I mean, Sage is not a teenager yet, but he thinks he is.
Yeah.
He is very mature for his age. I'm not gonna lie, and he likes to line with like older kids and stuff like that. So he expresses himself really well. But of course, yes, he has his moments. But I think in terms of advice, I would say that I like that he can come to me, and there's things that he cannot come to me, and I make sure I tell him like, hey, what if you want to go to my mom, or you want to go to his godfather, or his dad, or Chris. I said,
he
you
has
have
options.
You have options. So I think that no matter what, grown mom would be my answer, especially because of the tribe that I have now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Okay, balancing kids and career.
Okay, so luckily, I studied in Canada and I'm a graphic designer. Luckily, it is a job that I could do from anywhere.
At home.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Which is, I was working in agencies and stuff when I got pregnant with Sage, but because of the hyperemesis, I
Yeah.
could not
You couldn't be in
hold
office.
down. Yeah, I couldn't do it. I couldn't function. It was, vomiting like 20 times a day and things. It was ridiculous. So luckily I could vomit at home in my bed.
You vomit at home.
And then turn.
And then vomit and lie back down. Right? So that works out a lot better.
Yeah.
And as I say, luckily I have Chris who, I'll just plug him, Adapt Tuition. He is a teacher, he has his own lesson school, and luckily he is able to provide for us on a level that I am able to not have to
match gas.
I don't
Yes.
so much. I mean, I hold down my thing, but I don't have to go as hard
As
I would right now. I mean, luckily I'm gonna go harder when the kids are a little older.
Yeah.
Right. But I would say that it's been easier, as I said, with the support. So grown mom, because it was a bit harder when it was more. I mean, Sage's dad, of course, would be taking Sage,
But
and
still,
so on. But
you're still a single mom.
yeah, kind of level. So it would have been a bit harder then. But I think it was a good balance in both ways. But the level of support now, I think, would trump that.
Nice. Okay, and that's it. Yay!
Thank you.
So thank you so much, Simone, for
Thank
coming
you.
on to the Momcast. We really appreciate you for pouring into us as much as you pour into the community that we have.
Yes.
And yes, we really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Normalizing, like we could all be mummies if we want to.
Yes,
I
yes,
agree.
yes.
I agree.
And 35 is not the cutoff point,
Exactly.
okay?
Agreed.
35.
And I mean, one last note. I mean, adoption is also an option.
Exactly.
And puppies.
And puppies, fur babies.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah.
So thanks to everyone for watching. Thanks to our sponsors. And of course, you can always like, comment, subscribe. Shoot a question to us. Shoot a question to Simone. Her Instagram is about here. And also, you want to plug in your husband as well, because I know he has.
adapttuition.com. He has summer classes. And sign up. Yeah.
Yes, he takes care of the kids and all their math needs. So.
Yes. POA.
Yes.
Math.
Oh, really? POA too?
Yeah. POA is his main thing, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So thanks so much, guys, and we'll see you in the next
See you
one.
in the next one.
Bye.